Confident. I love him as a player and as a teammate and as a best friend. He's a competitor, and he brings a lot of energy to the team. He's a good asset. So, it's very happy to see him to stay. He's always welcome.
I know you're always going to control what you can control, right? And spring ball's a big time. But how much since the end of last season did Tommy's decision loom in your mind, or did you feel maybe it loomed in the team's mind?
We kind of, hey, he's an individual. We express, how much he means to us, and that's all we can do. As an individual, he's going to make his decision. We let him do that. We didn't disturb him or, make him feel any type of way about his decision, whether he decides to stay or go. But, he made his decision on his own. We love him as a family. He did a lot with us. So either way, we still love him the best.
Have you said anything to him either before or after he told you guys?
I just told him thanks. He's one of those guys that you need him in the locker room. He's a presence. He brings competitive nature out of everybody. He's just a team player. He's one of those guys that you love to be around. So, his decision to stay meant a lot to me as a receiver, and him being a quarterback. He's just one of my best friends.
Earlier, James said that KJ Hamler was one of the buzz of the camp so far. What have you seen from him, and also some of the other younger guys, Mac and maybe Cam Sullivan-Brown? How are the young guys developing?
They're working on their weaknesses, man. That's one thing that I pride them in, because that's one thing. Last year, a lot of me, Ham, and Saeed, and all of us pride ourselves in taking our weakness and making it our strength. And those guys really took that in this spring, and they're transforming into different players. And KJ right now is just on fire. Seeing him, behind me and me mentoring him, he's taking every little knowledge and soaking it up. And as a player, coachability is something that a lot of people don't have, and he has it.
What's it been like with Coach Corley? Josh Gaddis's, and got a new guy in now.
Yeah, I mean, it's always different personalities and all that, but Coach, he's cool. He's laid back. He's one of those guys that he understands the game of football, and he has a special way of teaching it to his players, and we all love him in the room. He's one of those guys that, he doesn't have to scream and yell to get his point across. He's well respected, and respect's a big thing for him. So, he's one of those guys that he can crack a joke, but he can also get on you if he needs to.
How does John look?
Hey, man, John.
He said he'd come back better.
John's going to be him, man. That's my man. That's like my right-hand man. We've been doing a lot of extra stuff, extra film, and just, helping him in his process and making him a better person than he was before the injury. And he's coming back full force. You don't have to worry about that.
How close is he, would you guess?
I have no clue. You're going to have to ask the training staff about that.
He said ahead of the Fiesta Bowl that you were bugging him to come out here, work on releases.
Always.
Did that happen yet? I mean,
always. Nah, every time I get to bug him about something, man, he always bugging me too. So, we're always trying to get better. With him being an elite defensive back and me being a receiver, it's always a challenge to come out and work with him and do the best I can. So, we've been going here in and out every once in a while, but I'm trying to bug him with his injury and trying to set him back. So we kind of tempo what we're doing.
And James said, I guess a week or so ago, that you'd obviously, you're limited this spring. They know what they have in you. So what's it been like for you, kind of taking on more of a, I'm assuming, a watch and see kind of role?
I'm kind of embracing the kind of role that Ham had last year. Okay. Him being a veteran player, him knowing, him having that history with the team and proving that he can perform, but he's also teaching the younger guys like he taught me. Just embracing that role as, I'm not going to have that many reps, but taking all the middle reps, but also pushing the little guys to, push through any little thing they can to get better, work on their weaknesses and stuff like that.
Can you talk about your own development a little bit? I know it's spring ball, so it's not maybe you're not out there as getting maybe as many reps as in the fall, but is there any, like, maybe one or two things that you're really trying to focus on and get better with right now?
Competitive catching and blocking. I mean, you can never get too good at blocking, so that's always something I try to do. And competitive catching. With a smaller stature guy like me, well, I'm not that small, but I'm still a dog. But you know what I'm saying? Just going against Big Ten defensive backs and they're bigger, stronger. So I just want to exploit that. And me being small don't mean I can't go up and grab it from you. So that's one thing I'm trying to set my mind to.
What have you seen out of the tight ends?
A lot of development, a lot of getting into the playbook. You know, a lot of those guys are very talented, very athletic, but just with any position, it takes time to get the timing, get the feel of the game. You know, the freshman coming in, talking to him about the speed of the game. Just, you know, calm down. It's gonna get to you. Don't rush anything. Don't overdo your job. You know what I'm saying? So, just trying to get them in the groove of the game, in the groove of the tempo of the game, and just feeling comfortable out there, because that's most important.
What's been the best play this spring so far?
Say again?
What's been the best play? Who's made the best play? What was it?
KJ, man. KJ ran a
bomb.
Yeah, KJ ran a post and cover 2, and dude's fast.
Monty had a nice pick too.
Yeah, but that's whatever. Don't nobody care about defense. KJ, man, dude's lightning bolt, and you know what I'm saying. I love to think I'm the fastest dude on the team, but he might got. But yeah, that play, he caught a post and covered 2, and he was gone. It was like, as soon as the ball was in the air, you knew it was a touchdown. So.
Have you noticed any difference in Miles? I know Coach Galt had told us like last month that this offseason Miles seemed to be taking on the leadership role more. Have you noticed any differences with him, or is he kind of usually the same?
Miles is kind of that laid-back guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of like me. He doesn't really talk that much. He leads by example, not by you know, his words. Mm-hmm. But you know, I have noticed a little difference in him and pushing the running back group, kind of like what Saquon Barkley did. You know, he pushes the running back group to be excellent every play. He demands that from himself, and I've seen that in the weight room, in film, and stuff like that, and also him pushing me. You know, we're always pushing each other, because at the end of the day, we all got each other. So he's really embraced that role at the running back position, and trying to embrace it and make it his role. So
what's he pushing? Sprints, weight room,
everything, man. Yeah. We're always pushing each other. I'm pushing him to catch the ball better than me, and he's pushing me to run better than him. So we're gonna see how that goes.
You still counting steps in the hallway to class?
Always, man. Yeah. You can never not get tired of that. You always get better somehow, some way, whether that's counting steps or making sure, you know, your hands are perfect. Whenever I catch, like, somebody throws a water bottle at me, and make sure I look it in all the way, and little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It sounds corny, but at the end of the day, it'll get you right.
So if I throw my phone right now, you'd catch it?
Of course.
We don't find
catch anything. Right?
Jumped in late with the Tommy stuff. How did he tell you guys? Was it all at once, or he tell you individually?
He kind of told us as a team. You know, he brought us together. You know, rumors has been spreading around ever since the Fiesta Bowl. But you know, as a team, we ain't really worried about it or bring it to attention. And then in team meeting, he came up and made it official that he was going to stay. You know, we all applauded him, stood up, and embraced him as a teammate. Either way, either decision he made, we still would have did the same thing. So.
Was that in the meeting room in Lash that you guys had?
Yeah.
Lamont Wade, what have you seen from him at a safety, and, you know, going against him, I guess, you know, in practice and all kind of stuff as a corner? What intrigues you about that switch over?
I think he feels more comfortable. You know, with the corner, you're on the island, you're by yourself. And not saying he didn't perform very well at that position, but I think at safety, you know, he has more time. He's very athletic. He's very fast. He's technique sound, and I think safety is a fit for him, because he can play up in the slot, and he can play back, and being corner, you know, you have the footwork to do go wherever you need to go. But at safety, you have way more range, and I think he's taking advantage of that timing aspect and that space. He's playing with that very well.
What's a play that he's made that you might remember?
He actually broke a speed out. That he was pretty deep. He broke on it. I think I gave it away too early, which that won't happen again. But you know, he saw it. He broke on it as any corner would. You know, he has that instinct to break on anything he sees. And it was a speed out, and I was surprised that he was on my back. But that'll never happen again. Don't worry about that.
There's a lot of talk about replacing a guy like Marcus Allen with a guy like Lamont Wade, but it's not really like that, is it? Like, what are the different things they bring to the table, and how, you know, Lamont might bring assets or things that Marcus didn't?
Yeah, I mean, everything's going to be different. You know, we're going to lose guys and we're going to gain guys, but at the end of the day, everybody has their special niche, their special role. Lamont has his, Marcus has his. You know, of course, they're different roles, but you know, it's a different team, so it's kind of hard to say anybody's going to replace anybody. You know, it's just how you fit in the defense and what's your role, and can you fit your role type of thing.
I know they add stuff to the offense every year, tweak things, but do you think, had you not known there was a new offensive coordinator, or something might have told you that this year? Like, is there a difference this year with the new stuff they've added, you think, in terms of volume or style?
We haven't really added too much. Right now, the spring is just basics. We haven't really, spiced anything up yet. That comes for the season. But I would say there is a different kind of environment. It's very competitive. We go out, with a chip on our shoulder at every practice, and it's kind of a you versus the world type of mentality now for us as an offense. And I wouldn't say there's any different plays or anything like that. Just a new way to attack every practice and every team period.
It's been exactly, or almost exactly, a year since John got hurt. He said April 1st because everybody thought it was a bad April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference in him personally in that year that you've seen from almost a year from then till now? Did he learn patience? Was it?
Yeah.
You guys are close.
My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was done.
Just mentally,
Okay.
Anybody getting hurt, it's always that moment where you're down. You kind of wish you were out there, wish you was doing this, wish you were doing that. But Reed is one of those guys that, once he understood that, he was out, he took the mental role aspect of everything. Watching film constantly, telling me about my routes and what cornerback does and stuff like that. So I'd say, what he has developed in, what he's lost physically, he's gained mentally. And that's one thing that he's always had an edge over, most people on our team is he's just mentally way more developed and way more in tune with himself. And he's carried that on to, that year that he had off.
Cool. Appreciate it, DeAndre.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.